Hello and welcome to this week's edition of FX Addicts Weekly Market Analysis. This is Tim, the Currency Professor, and today is June 29th, 2012. What a week we had today, this week, and today especially, the European Union finally making some what seems to be concrete decisions. Whether they follow through with everything or not is a whole other story, but they did make some announcements that they were going to help out the banking sector within Europe by making loans directly from their emergency fund to the banks to shore up the banks that are in trouble. This will do two things. First off, it'll help the banks and it'll recapitalize them. In addition to that, it bypasses the government so that the government debt is not affected, and it brings down the interest rates that governments are currently paying, especially for Spain and Italy, who have seen their interest rates increase because of their banking issues. So that being said, the euro against the dollar today now up about 215, 216 points. It was up about 250 at one stage of the game and has since backed off. So quite a big move here. And as we can see on the charts, we're really erasing the last about a week or so of data here, and we're getting up close to probably some area that we're going to find some resistance at. That is up into this up into these crosshairs of these trend lines here, which is really about 128 or so, 127.75 to 128. So it's very possible that Monday session we could rally up into that. There could be a little bit of euphoria left, and after the weekend everybody digests what has gone on in Europe. We could see a little bit of a run up here, and then I would expect us to probably fall back again. There really isn't anything new that they're doing except for the direct loans to the banks, and again, we're really not sure as to how well that's actually going to help matters there. On a weekly basis, well, the week's now turned positive, and we got a little bit of a tail there, but that tail is within the range, so we're really just setting up an upward momentum here. We could probably now hit this upper channel line, which is about 127.50, which kind of meets in on our daily range there. Same type of resistance point. So we could pop up 127.50, maybe even to 128 intraday, and then pop back down. On the month, well, today being the last day of the month, we're going to close out the month on a positive note, and we're about a third of the way retracing last month's range. So really not a big deal at all, just a little slight correction in the big scope of things. Very possible next month could end up much lower than this month and last month. So overall, not seeing anything positive on the monthlies at all. British pound up 170 pips right now, enjoying a very nice rally, and also eclipsing pretty much the last few about a week, maybe week and a half of price action. So here we are, we're pushing up towards these highs. It could be nothing more than a test of these highs, and maybe one more day, one more session, Monday session, we rally up a little bit and then fall back. Now on the weeklies, we can see how we're really ending up here in a consolidation more than anything. Yes, this week is up, last week was down, the prior week was up, but we are still in the same range where we were 3 weeks ago. So no real price action movement here. And if we look at the monthlies, well, we've bounced up off of this trend line. We have come back maybe a little more than a third, not quite a half of last month's range. Overall, still looks very bearish. I mean, we had this big fall off here in the pricing, and that's a lot of damage to the market. And then we've consolidated now for the last 4 years in this range, all the time meeting this trend line and bouncing up from it. So here we are bouncing from it again. Really don't expect it to go too far. We did not get up to that 167 level like we did the past two times. but I don't really think that's altogether necessary this time. So we'll have to wait and see what July's price action is like, but we could very well end up July well below this minor trend line and really turn things around again. So again, not really believing what's going on in Europe, not thinking that this is not an end all for the problems in Europe. So we could very easily turn right around. Now the dollar Swiss also falling off quite a bit, down 160 pips right now. Patterns are setting itself up here. We could fall off more if we break this little neckline right here. We got this little support level right there. So technically we could bounce from that as well. Stochastics are really separating quite a bit here, so a lot can happen, and really not believing that we're going to sell off a whole lot. On the weeklies, well, the weeklies still look good. We're really still in this corrective phase here, and we were positive up till today for the week, so it looked very good that we were starting to turn around. But here we are. We're still more or less correcting back, and we're really not doing it with a whole lot of conviction. So longer term still looks positive. Same on the monthlies. We ran up so much last month, and here we are coming down this month. Really not that big of a deal. Again, we were positive as of yesterday, and now we're negative. So overall, one day doesn't make a trend, and certainly doesn't make a trend direction. So we're looking here for it to possibly consolidate, and then next month maybe even go up and make new highs. It still holds true. So still looks like a lot of long-term strength there. U.S. dollar against the Japanese yen enjoying a fairly decent day, up about almost 40 pips, pushing back towards that 80 level. And again, we're following this little support line here. Not exactly, but we're still following it. The ranges, though, the daily ranges have been expanding, so that is not necessarily a good sign. We could fall off from that. But overall here, it does look fairly positive. We're not out of the woods 100%, but it does look positive. And same on the weeklies here. This week is turning out to be a down week, but overall we still have an upward bias going here. And it's going to really need to pick up some momentum here shortly. Otherwise, it will lose little gains it has here and fall off again. Now, in the monthlies, monthlies still look longer term strong. We broke out above that longer term trend, and the last couple of months we consolidated down. This month we're still up. Looks good. Longer term, next month we could really rally up quite a bit. We could even make new highs next month. So really longer term looks good. Euro Swiss had a nice spike today along with the euro, but fell right back down now to the 120.10 area. So it did jump up to about 120.30 when the euphoria of all that hit, and then we just fell right back. Euro yen having a very nice update, up 217 right now, back up above 101. Looks stronger now. We have that spike low back here. We've rallied back up. We've stayed above this trend line. So there is some positive momentum starting here. If next week, if we can get up here and close up above 102 area, that would be significant enough to move us forward. Now, this consolidation here is not the best, and it really doesn't look very good on the weeklies. So next week we would really have to close the week up substantially and have a very large range next week in order to really turn this market around. Now, there's a lot that if we go to the monthlies here, we can see this is really a lot of damage to the market here. This is a lot of damage. There really isn't any good way that we can look at this to say, hey, this market's going to turn around and go up a lot. It really doesn't have that at all. Really doesn't show that at all. If anything, we're still looking for it to get down that lower 90 area, upper 80s area. And this month, as we're ending out the month, we've retraced now a half of last month's range. So still not really encouraging at all on the longer term. Short term, we could rally a little bit more. Longer term, looks like we're going to just sell off again. So overall, still bearish on it longer term. That is it for today. this week, please stop by FX Addicts and check us out if you haven't already. We're constantly running classes. We'll be posting the July classes up here shortly. Next week being a holiday in the U.S., we will not have any classes, and it really will be kind of a shortened trading session for most of the week. So, but we will be around. Feel free to stop by and say hello, ask questions if you have them. I'd be more than happy to help you out. Thanks. Bye.